I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
Happy Halloween to all my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ, and we are at the final episode of Halloween, American Horror Stories, Season 3, Part 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Yes, we are finally here, and we are talking about Season 3, Episode 9, The Thing Under the Bed. Where I complimented Leprechaun for not trying to reinvent the wheel, not trying to do anything too over the top to make me really think, this episode really went, well, the thing under the bed. Let's make this a dreamscape, Freddy Krueger, demons attacking you, but is it really attacking you? And we'll have Debby Ryan not do her infamous meme that I love so much. Sure, great, awesome. What was this episode? I did not hate this because I was creeped out by some of it. I thought the dreamlike surrealism was interesting, but again, with American Horror Stories, calm it down. Please, what are we really doing? What is the point of these episodes? Because sometimes we are trying to put like a whole season's worth of content into 40 minutes. And I'm like, no, that is not what a short film, that is not what these episodes should be. Stop trying to jam a whole idea into something. We had that issue a lot with like the Bloody Mary episode, like a couple years ago. We had that issue with the drive-in one. I need some of these to take time to breathe. This is one that could have had time to breathe. Hell, you could have made a whole Hulu, Netflix kind of streaming series just based on this idea. I liked it. I liked the murder investigation stuff. Did I believe this character? Like, is Jill good or bad? Her wanting the baby stuff. There was so many conversations to be had here, but I didn't feel like we had the time to have it. I didn't feel like we had the story to tell this. I thought the creepy thing under the bed was creepy, sure, but I honestly was more scared by the Disney Channel original movie, Don't Look Under the Bed. Come on, really, I just wanted this to be a bit tighter, a bit better, because again, I liked Leprechaun. Overall, I will say American Horror Stories Season 3 has been the strongest outing out of all of them, the most consistent episodes. Even this one that I don't love, I would probably lean to like a rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, but I still appreciate a lot that they did, a lot that they tried, and I do think that there was a premise here. I mean, we got to see the guy who played the Mai Tai killer from, New York, from American Horror Story. Cool, great, but what was the point? By the end of this episode, I was like, oh, good, another depressing episode. Great, we refuse to end these on a positive note. Like, at least Leprechaun, June Squibb got to eat. That is, to me, that is a good ending. That's the happiest one we've had so far. But this one is just another depressing ending on top of a not, compelling story. And I'm just like, what was the point? The episode begins and a daughter feels like she sees something under her bed. This is all connected in some weird dreamlike stuff to Jill waking up. Yeah, Jill is having these nightmares about this, person getting dragged under the bed and all the blood splatter out. And her man's just like, oh, Mark's like, okay. Crazy girl, what are we doing? What's going on? I want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. I want to have a baby. And she's just like, I'm gonna need you to chill. Like, she has like secret birth control under the counter that she is like doing that the man doesn't know about, which will end up being used against her when everyone's like, you did not want to have a baby with your man, so you must have killed him to get out of it. I'm like, what? Anyways, so yes, Jill is dealing with, this trauma, this scared of being left with something that's under the bed. Well, Mark gets killed, dragged, blood splatters under the bed. She is kind of accused for murder. She's spending time with her sister. Her sister's just like, maybe we should get past this. There's a weird, Detective Watts is investigating Jill, thinking she's evil because of what's happening. And Jill's just trying to do research, just trying to figure out what is going on. This leads her down a path of, kind of reminds me of X a little bit, where you go down a path and sometimes maybe if you would have just shut up, accepted that bad things have happened to you and not dig deeper, maybe that's on me. Maybe I need to dig deeper into other things. But when stuff like this is happening, ooky spooky people getting dragged under the bed, no, not me. I'm gonna leave it where it is. I will never go back there. I will take the hypnosil from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies where I never have a dream again. Yes, dreams are a big part of this episode as we learn about this person who is dreaming and sucking people into the dream and the monsters there. And I'm like, what is going on? By the end of this episode, I was just like, who are we following? What is the point of this? Oh my goodness. Yes, we end up with Jill doing her investigation, trying to figure out more of what's happening, but this leads her down a path of ends up dying in the hospital by being attacked by what's under the bed. This girl that's in, a coma or sick or something. Again, this episode really didn't give me the details that I needed. About 34 minutes of a runtime, and you're trying to explain to me like dream demon stuff. You're trying to explain to me the Jill backstory. I'm sorry that I didn't get this one, and I didn't really fully get into all of it. Maybe you guys can explain to me in the comments, what was the dreamlike stuff? What was going on with the dad and the daughter? And she was just like, oh, I've always been here. And then the creepy face is there. And I'm like, what is she trying to kill people? I did not get the end of this episode. It maybe, again, that is on me, that I should have probably paid closer attention. But I was, one, distracted by Debbie Ryan's acting. And two, I just was kind of just frustrated that they kept trying to jam all of this in here. I could have dealt with a, maybe even a childlike story of, am I scared of what's under the bed? I don't think any of these American Horror Stories has really had a heavy focus on a child lead actor. That could have been really interesting, but we're, again, putting marital issues. We're putting the kind of the same stories we always see in American Horror Stories, and American Horror Story proper as well. It's the same, like, marital strife. It's the same, what are we going to do with the baby, all that stuff, and it just isn't as compelling when we've seen it 100 times. This story could have been really, really interesting. It could have had a good twist. I like the dream aspect to it. That wasn't the biggest problem, even though it felt too surreal and didn't make sense, but I just felt like the story was trying to lean on easy storytelling methods for a weird idea, and I needed simple story or a weird story, and it gave me neither. It just gave me a bland story with an interesting premise, a good idea was there, but the idea was not executed properly. Did I want to end American Horror Stories Season 3 on a negative note like this? Not so much, but getting into this review, like, my notes are bare. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. I wish Leprechaun was the end of this, like, second half of Season 3 for American Horror Stories, because it was a stronger episode and one of the more interesting ones I have seen. But what did you guys think of Don't Look Under the Bed? Sorry, that's the Disney Channel one. The Thing Under the Bed. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of the acting? What did you think of the idea? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. What was your favorite from all of these American Horror Stories? I will probably end up doing a list or a ranking of all of the American Horror Story episodes. We know that Season 1 has some bad ones. We will talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, what was your favorite from Season 3? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you want videos like this every single week. We are back. Grotesquerie tomorrow. My goodness. We have a fun Disney Channel original movie with spooky themed coming up later on in the month, closer to Halloween. I cannot wait. Make sure you guys are subscribed, tuning in, give me a thumbs up, and let's talk about American Horror Stories and The Thing Under the Bed right down below.